Welcome, everyone, to what might just be the most unbelievable vessel ever to sail the seven seas. We are accustomed to cruise ships offering pools, theaters, and restaurants. But what if I told you that the boundaries of maritime engineering and entertainment have been shattered? What if you could stand on the deck of a ship, feel the salt spray on your skin, and hear the distant call of seagulls, while just a few decks below, the triumphant call of a circus ringmaster echoes through a grand arena? What if you could spend your morning carving figure eights on a glistening sheet of ice, and your afternoon riding a handcrafted, prancing carousel horse, all without ever setting foot on land? Today, on an exclusive tour of Royal Caribbean's revolutionary wonder of the seas, we are stepping into a world where the impossible becomes your daily itinerary. This isn't just a ship, it's a floating metropolis, a collection of contradictions made real. It is a place where winter and summer coexist, where childhood nostalgia meets cutting-edge technology, and where the very definition of a day at sea is rewritten. Forget everything you thought you knew about cruising. We are about to walk through a looking glass into a realm of pure, unadulterated wonder. Our journey will take us from the frosty thrill of a professional ice rink to the whimsical charm of a classic carousel, exploring not just these marvels themselves, but the incredible engineering that allows them to exist on a moving platform in the middle of the ocean. So, fasten your mental seatbelts, because we are about to embark on a full tour of the ship that boasts a full-sized carousel and a spectacular ice rink. Let's begin. Our first glimpse of the wonder of the seas is nothing short of breathtaking. As the largest cruise ship in the world, at the time of its launch, its scale is almost incomprehensible. It towers over the terminal like a sleek, white mountain of steel and glass. But its size isn't just for show, it's a necessary canvas for the wonders within. The boarding process itself is a study in seamless logistics, funneling thousands of guests into a space designed to handle the flow with stunning efficiency. You step into the Royal Promenade, and the first thing that strikes you is not that you are on a ship, but that you are in a vibrant, bustling downtown avenue. Shops, cafes, and bars line the sides, and a multi-story atrium stretches overhead. The air is filled with a buzz of excitement, but to find our first featured marvel, we must journey to a place that celebrates the timeless spirit of childhood and fantasy. Tucked at the aft of the ship, behind a set of large glass doors, lies a space called the Boardwalk. This open-air, family-friendly neighborhood is a deliberate departure from the sleek modernity of the rest of the ship. It's designed to feel like a classic American seaside pier, complete with faux wooden plank flooring, strings of overhead Edison bulbs, and the scent of popcorn and cotton candy hanging in the salt-tinged air. There are hot dog stands, a candy store, and a shop selling quirky souvenirs. But at the very heart of this nostalgic landscape, standing as its proud centerpiece, is the Carousel. This is not a small, token attraction. This is a full-sized, handcrafted carousel. Let's pause and appreciate what that means. It stands 2 decks high, a magnificent whirligig of art and motion. Its 18 prancing steeds are not mere fiberglass molds, they are works of folk art, each one unique, painted in vibrant, glossy hues of crimson, gold, sapphire, and ivory. Their manes are intricately carved, their expressions fierce and joyful. They are joined by a majestic lion and a giraffe, all orbiting around a central core adorned with ornate mirrors and dazzling lights. The operation of the carousel is a masterpiece of maritime adaptation. It's not simply bolted to the deck. The entire platform is mounted on a complex system of gyroscopic stabilizers and shock absorbers that work in concert with the ship's own stabilizer fins. This system actively counteracts the roll and pitch of the vessel. When the ship leans to port, the carousel's mechanism subtly adjusts to keep the platform level. The result is an incredibly smooth ride. The gentle, rhythmic motion of the ship is almost imperceptible, transformed into a slight, almost dreamlike sway that only enhances the magical experience. The music, a cheerful, looping calliope tune, completes the sensory immersion. Watching children, and plenty of adults, with wide-eyed wonder, clutching the brass poles as their chosen steed rises and falls against the backdrop of the vast, open ocean, is a surreal and beautiful sight. It is a powerful symbol of how this ship masterfully blends terrestrial joy with oceanic adventure. Now, let us travel from the sun-drenched, open-air boardwalk to a place of cool, focused intensity. We descend several decks to Studio B, a multi-purpose entertainment venue that transforms, most spectacularly, into a professional-grade ice skating rink. The very concept seems to defy physics. How do you maintain a solid sheet of ice on a moving ship? The answer is one of the most impressive engineering feats on board. The ice rink is not a simple frozen puddle. It is a sophisticated, multi-layered system. The ice itself is formed on a special cooling plate, a massive metal surface crisscrossed by pipes carrying a chilled brine solution. This plate is the foundation. But the true genius lies in its suspension. The entire rink structure is a floating system isolated from the ship's hull by a network of flexible couplings and dampeners. This isolation is crucial. It prevents the sharp, jarring movements of the ship from being directly transferred to the ice, which would cause it to crack and shatter. The ice is maintained at a precise temperature, typically around 18 to 22 degrees Fahrenheit, -7 to -5 Celsius, by a powerful, dedicated refrigeration plant. This system constantly monitors the ice quality, making micro-adjustments to compensate for external factors like humidity from thousands of breathing spectators and the latent heat of the ocean. The result is a surface that is remarkably consistent and resilient. It can withstand the forces generated by a performing skater launching into a triple jump. For guests, the experience of skating here is unique. There is a subtle, underlying liveliness to the ice, a gentle give and take that reminds you of your environment. It's not the dead, rigid feel of a land-based rink, it's a dynamic surface that feels, in its own way, alive. Studio B is not just for recreational skating. It is the stage for original, Broadway-caliber ice productions. We are granted exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the heart of this operation. The backstage area is a hive of controlled chaos. Here, we meet the professional skaters, a troupe of Olympic-level athletes and performers from around the world. Their dressing rooms are lined with custom-made costumes, feathered, sequined, and engineered for high-speed movement. A physical therapy room is nearby, essential for maintaining their peak condition. Watching a rehearsal is to witness artistry forged in a most challenging crucible. The skaters are not just performing routines, they are constantly, subconsciously, calculating the ship's movement. They use the gentle rolls to add flourish to a spin or subtly adjust their center of gravity during a lift. A choreographer explains that certain complex elements are timed to coincide with the ship's most stable moments, a dance with the ocean itself. The shows themselves, like 365, the seasons on ice, are technological marvels. The rink is surrounded by a panoramic LED screen that creates immersive environments, from a blooming spring garden to a fiery autumn forest. A sophisticated rigging system lowers aerialists who intertwine with the skaters below, while lasers and fog machines enhance the drama. To sit in the darkened theater, feeling the distant hum of the ship's engines, and watch these athletes defy gravity on a sheet of ice floating on the sea, is an experience that redefines shipboard entertainment. The existence of both the Carousel and the ice rink on the same vessel is a testament to a holistic and revolutionary approach to naval architecture. We sit down with a senior marine engineer, represented through dramatic recreation and graphics, who explains the interconnected systems. The ship's power plant is a beast, generating enough electricity to power a small city. A significant portion of this is dedicated to hotel functions, with the ice rink's refrigeration compressors being a major consumer. Furthermore, the ship's advanced wastewater management and freshwater generation systems are critical. The ice rink requires pure, filtered water to create clear, strong ice. The melting and resurfacing process is a closed-loop system where melted water is collected, treated, and reused. Meanwhile, the Carousel, while less demanding in terms of utilities, represents a significant weight and spatial consideration. Its placement at the aft of the ship is strategic, contributing to the vessel's overall balance and trim. Every element, from the thrill water slides on the top deck to the ice rink deep within, is part of a complex equation of weight distribution, power management, and structural integrity. This is not a ship with features bolted on, it is an organism where every organ supports the others. Let's paint a picture of a day in the life of a guest, leveraging these unique amenities. Your morning could begin with a Skate with the Stars session, where you can glide on the same ice as the professional performers from the previous night's show. The chill of the Rink is a refreshing contrast to the tropical sun waiting outside. After a warm drink, you head up to the boardwalk for a casual lunch at the Dog House, sampling gourmet sausages. Then, as the afternoon sun bathes the deck, you take your children, or perhaps your own inner child, for a ride on the Carousel. The feeling is pure joy, a simple, timeless pleasure elevated by its extraordinary context. The ship might be sailing through the deep blue Caribbean, but for those few minutes, you are transported to a state fair on a perfect summer day. This seamless transition from a winter sport to a summer carnival fantasy, all within a few hours and without leaving the ship, is the core magic of the wonder of the seas. It offers not just variety, but diametrically opposed experiences, catering to every mood and whim. As our tour concludes, we stand on an upper deck, looking down at the boardwalk, where the Carousel continues its endless, joyful circuit, and we think of the frozen stage of Studio B, silent and waiting for the next performance. The wonder of the seas is more than a feat of engineering, it is a philosophical statement about the future of travel and leisure. It proves that we no longer have to choose. We don't have to choose between the serenity of the sea and the thrill of an amusement park. We don't have to choose between cultural sophistication and childish glee. This ship, with its carousel and ice rink, represents the ultimate curation of human experience. It brings the best of the land to the most magnificent environment on Earth. It understands that a vacation is not about escaping reality, but about assembling your ideal reality, piece by wonderful piece. It challenges our perceptions and expands our understanding of what is possible. So, the next time you dream of a holiday, ask yourself, why should you have to choose? On the high seas, where wonder is the final destination, you can have it all. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey.